Now that we laid the foundation, can you share with the audience why a Muslim student would choose John Carroll University?
Who wants to take this?
Okay, well, I guess I'll start out. So, I went to a Catholic school starting from 7th grade, and and I went to Padua Franciscan High School, and I'm going to say that I had a fantastic experience at Padua, and they were so open about diversity and so willing to learn about other faiths, and not only that, but I felt that through going through a Catholic high school and elementary school, I was able to build my own faith even more. I learned about myself, and I was able to express my views freely, whereas maybe I wouldn't be able to do that in any other place. So keeping that in mind, seeing John Carroll, and besides, having the program of study that I wanted to partake in, I felt that I would have the same exact experience here as I did in high school, and I'm sitting here obviously, so it's been great so far.
See, and I came from a public school, and there we never talked about religion, so I really wanted to come here and have a different experience than I would if I had gone to a place similar to my high school. So that's one of the reasons why I decided to come here.
So what has been your experience as a Muslim student here on John Carroll's campus?
I think it's been really great. We have Friday prayers here on campus every week, so we get to have that community prayer. And people have always treated us with respect, whether it be professors, other faculty, other students. I haven't really experienced anything that I could talk negatively about, and I think I can say for all of us, we really feel welcomed here, so it's been a great time.
Also, not just Friday prayer, but we also, sometimes we're running late to class, and we're not going to be able to make the next prayer, so we just throw down our stuff and we just pray wherever. And so one time, it was Sarah and I, we were praying in the reading room, and this woman comes up to us and she wanted to pass something out, and she noticed, and she's like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. So we feel very comfortable here, just like Hanan said as well. So it's not just the Friday prayer.
So disclaimer, if we're ever in a corner and we're unresponsive, most likely we're praying. Just so you guys know. Yeah, we're not being rude at all.
So if I were a male and I walked over to you, should I reach my hand out? How should I interact with you? What's most appropriate? Because I think some people in the audience might have that question if they're male.
At least from my experience, usually if they're respectful, not bow, but just like an acknowledgement, hi.
I know a lot of guys who will just put their hand over their heart and just
over their heart,
just a little short bow. Right. But I was car shopping recently, and salesmen go like this a lot. As soon as you start talking to them, just hey, shake my hand. And I try to make an effort not to shake hands, but I don't know, when it happens, I chicken out and I don't tell them, hey, I don't shake hands, I just do it. So.
There was actually an incident in the in-between, the cafe in the student center, and Sarah and I, we were eating, and what happened was we were being introduced to someone, and he was touring the campus, and he was about to shake our hand, and then we're like, oh, I was like, no, it's okay. And then, I tried explaining it, and he's like, oh, so you're an elbow toucher, okay. So we're like, elbow touch. And he's like, okay, I got you. So we couldn't stop laughing.
It was so fun.
That's hilarious. I wasn't expecting that. Let's take some more questions from the audience. Tying into the third pillar of charity, how do you feel about the Jesuit tradition of service?
I think it definitely ties in with Islam. Definitely, the two go hand in hand together. Charity it's not just, reaching out to your pocket and donating money, every year. It's a way of life. It's, always reaching out to help someone who, you see that's in need. And I think that really, ties in with the school's principles and mission statement. And that's why I think, we're really happy here that we get to live our faith. we get to live our faith out here on a daily basis, and I think that's really amazing.
John Carroll talks a lot about diversity and inclusion. Each year there's an emphasis on improving this campus. How would you improve this, and do you feel it needs much improvement? So kind of an extension of the last question. What would you like to see if you...
You know, that's a really hard question. In terms of improvement, I mean, maybe the only thing I can think of is, you know, like sometimes the intro to religion classes that are supposed to be, you know, like each religion is supposed to be paid equal amount of time to. I feel like maybe the majority of the time will be spent on Christianity and just a little bit of time on Islam or Judaism or other faiths. So maybe, I don't know, more balance. I guess that's really the only improvement I can think of. I don't know.
I was actually, I was thinking about just, you know, like a prayer space, like a cleaner prayer space where we can just go into the room and feel, you know, just feel comfortable. I mean, I feel comfortable praying anywhere, but sometimes it just depends. So I just feel like we should have our own, well, just a prayer space for every religion, you know, every person, you know, who practices a different faith, just so if they want to just go in and just pray real quick and then come out, that they'll be able to freely.
Because the space you have now is kind of a shared space.
It's
right?
a commuter's lounge,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, that's where we do our Friday prayers, the commuter lounge, but our, like, because Muslims pray 5 times a day, so our, like, other prayers, a lot of times I'm doing them, you know, in the library, in one of those, like, private study rooms, and the floors are really dirty, so I bring, you know, a carpet to put there, but, yeah, we're just trying to, like, find, you know, a clean, small place where it's a bit more private to pray.
How does it impact your faith or daily experience to be visibly identified as a Muslim all the time?
Wearing the hijab, of course, you know, you're always looked at, okay, she's Muslim, and then all the stereotypical idea, you know, thoughts come to mind and stuff. But I actually, there are good days and bad days, you know, sometimes you just feel like everyone's just staring at you and giving you dirty looks. Even though I'm on campus, I don't feel that too much. But, and then there are other days where I just own it, you know, like walking around campus and I'm like, yeah, I'm Muslim and I love it, you know, so.
Yeah, I mean, definitely what you're saying is right. Sometimes when people meet you, just because of the way, you know, obviously I'm Muslim, so they, like, come up with these, you know, preconceived notions about you. But then other times, you know, people see and they ask you questions, and then you welcome that, like, this is a great opportunity for me to, you know, explain this and remove some of the stereotypes that people have. And, you know, like, when people ask me, why do you wear it and stuff like that, I know we talked about this a little bit earlier, but I thought I would share my own point. It's pretty obvious women are objectified in society. I mean, how often do we see advertisements where women who, you know, are doing physics problems are seen as attractive, or they're doing chemistry? You know, that's just not something you see at all. In fact, if we saw it, it'd be like, that's so weird. And, you know, when people meet me, I want them to form their opinion on me based on, you know, my intellect, my brain, not, you know, some, like, preconceived, like, standard to what, you know, society says that a woman should look like. And, yeah, you know, I want people to get to know me, you know, based on who I am as a person, and not, you know, what a female should look like or present herself to society.
Let me ask a question. How long, if you can remember, how long have you been wearing hijab? I know it's just been a couple of years.
It's been a year.
But if you just kind of go on the panel and talk.
I actually started right after I finished 8th grade. So before I went to high school, I decided. Yeah? Yeah. Oh, okay. So yeah, I decided before going to a new school, that's what I would do.
And mine was 9th grade.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was 9, so that's probably the one who's worn it the most.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And my decision is still under construction, so I'll make one very soon.
Let's get a few more questions from the audience. Now, this has a lot to do with, in terms of your religious views on sexual orientation and what the Quran says, or what you personally feel on this panel. So one of our audience members has asked, how do you interact with peers who may be gay, lesbian, or bi, or transgender?
same as I react with all my other peers.
Don't treat them
I don't
differently.
treat people
Yeah.
differently because I don't want people to treat me differently. So.
Yeah.
There's only one judge, and that's God, so it's not in my hands to judge. So, I mean, that's what I believe. It has nothing to do with me at all. Who you're with, who you're not with, is entirely up to you. I mean,
And another question, are there aspects of campus ministry, retreats, etc., that you participate in? And if not, why?
Aren't you going to Honduras?
Yeah.
You can talk.
So this summer, I'm going to Honduras. Andy's looking at me. So I've been wanting to go on an immersion trip throughout my whole high school career, and I just never got around to it. I went to Magnificat High School in Rock River. I don't know if any of you. And they went to El Salvador, and I think they go to Honduras as well, and they go down to Immokalee. So I applied for the Honduras immersion trip because it's a medical immersion trip as well, and that's what I aspire. I mean, I want to go into the medical field, hopefully. So, inshallah. Inshallah means God willing. So if you guys hear us little whispers. And so yeah, I'm going on the Honduras immersion trip this summer, and I'm really excited. And is there anything to that question?
Well, I'll add something to it.
Okay.
That's okay. So in terms of, you are at adjustment school, and it is going to be a trip around serving your faith through service, right?
Mhm.
So how do you feel like you're spiritually you will grow for that trip? You know, it'll provide opportunity for the exposure, but you can talk about spiritual.
How I'm going to grow through spiritual. I believe that through there's one of my favorite quotes. You get lost. Okay, wait, hold on. It's something along the lines of losing yourself in the service of others. That's when you find yourself, by Gandhi. And actually, I mean, I always look at that quote whenever I'm thinking about Honduras. And I believe that, honestly, if you're helping people, then you're going to grow. And there's actually stories, just through just school, and religious school, Sunday school, and just being at the mosque, I've always heard just to be with people who are less fortunate than you are will make your heart grow. And that's one of my main goals, to go down to Honduras and I just want to feel, I don't even know how to explain it. It's just something that I've always wanted, and it's something that I feel is just such a beautiful, it's going to be a beautiful experience. I'm so sorry. But yeah.
So to add to that, it's just the empathy. A lot of times we talk about how empathy is, I empathize with you, I feel for you, but actually doing something, for example, I'm part of UNICEF, and we do lots of different projects every year. And one of the things that we do, that actually the whole John Carroll community does, is Danny's Day. And we work with children who have Down syndrome. And if a person prays about it, meditates about it, it's one thing. But when you actually immerse yourself in a different situation, it's almost even like getting out of your comfort zone to help others, to serve. It really just strengthens your whole faith, your whole being. Mm-hmm. And it's just really rewarding. And I think it also plays into Ramadan again. I know we talked about it, but the fact of I am feeling hunger with you, I empathize with you, we are all one. It doesn't matter if you're rich or you're poor, we're all one. So
as I mentioned earlier, we have Friday prayers every Friday at 2 o'clock in the Student Center in the Commuter Lounge. And anyone is welcome to come. You don't have to feel awkward or anything. We always accept, strangers who are coming in. You're not going to be a stranger. So come on in, and it would be an honor to have you, join us for a prayer one weekend. So.
Just in case people don't know where the Commuter Lounge is, because a lot of people get lost, you go up the rail, and it's towards the Jardine Room, but it's right diagonal, right across from it.
And one more thing, if you guys ever have a question, feel free to stop us in the hallways. I mean, I don't think any of us care. Just stop us, and I'd love to,
It happens all the time.
love to help you out or, just talk about anything, so.